All right, you fantastic humans, we're gonna go through this process chart, and I'm gonna try to make this as painless as possible, especially considering math isn't like the worst ever, especially, I'm saying especially a lot, but once you understand it, it like clicks and you get it and it's easy. And let's just hope that we can get to that point. So this is a process chart. We have been dealing with area of literally all the shapes. We've done composite figures for like days, and now we're doing embedded figures. The only difference is composite, we would find the areas and then add them all together. With embedded figures, we're actually taking parts away because we're trying to find the area of just the shaded regions, not all the white stuff. So like all of this, I am like taking it out, subtracting it, right? So I will find the area of my shapes and then subtract. So let's, oh man, you know what? Let's actually just start with what seems like to me the most painful, and that's going to be the circle. So we're going to start with this guy first and find the area of the shaded region. I'm going to write the formula for each shape. I see a square, which I know to be base times height, and a circle, which I know to be pi r squared. Now I'm going to plug in those values. I know my base and height for my square, since they're the same, is going to be 8.5 times 8.5. And then for my circle, it's going to be 3.14 times, what's half of 8.5? Because I need to find my radius, right? R to the power of 2, so D equals 8.5, therefore R equals 4.25. There we go. Because half of 8 is 4, and then half of 5 is 2.5. Now we're going to solve the area of the individual shapes. All right, let's start with the 8.5 first. And then I'll go through the headache of 4.25 squared times 3.14. All right, 5 times 5, 25, carry the 2. 8 times 5, 40, plus 2, 42. 0 placeholder, same exact thing. 5 times 8 is 40, carry the 4. 8 times 8 is 64, plus 4 is 68. All right. Okay, so the area of my square is 72.25. Now let's find the area of my circle. 4.25 times 4.25. Wow, this is just like freakishly annoying. Maybe if I made it into a fraction, it'll be easier. Because 4 1/4, 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Nope, that doesn't make it any easier. I'm going to leave them as decimals. All right, don't get a headache, but I'm going to zoom in just so I have more room. 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21. 0 placeholder. Now I am multiplying into the second number. 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 4 times 2 is 8. Now I have 2 placeholders, multiplying into the third column. 5 times 4 is 20, carry the 2. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10, carry the 1. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 5, 2, 6, 10, 8, 1. And then I'm going in 4 times. All right, 18.0625 times 3.14. Man, what a headache. Wish you guys had calculators. All right, 5 times 4 is 20, carry the 2. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25. That's 0. 8 times 4 is 32. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Now we're multiplying times the 1. 5, 2, 6, 0, 8, It's 1, 0, 2 0 placeholders, multiplying times the 3. See, this is why I do not like circles. 5 times 3, 15. Carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is not 6. It's 7. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 0 times 3 is 3. Plus 1 is 1. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 1 times 3 is 3. Plus 2 is 5. Now we add all this hubbub up. All right. I'm just going to use that black line as my line. 5 plus 5 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. That's 16. That's 11. That's 16, 17, 5, and 5. All right, and then my decimal place is going in 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 55.716250. I'm just going to round to the hundredths because that is a flippin' headache. All right, 5 minus 2 is 3. 2 take away 7 can't be done, so I need to borrow. He becomes 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. He becomes an 11. He becomes 6. 11 minus 5 is 6. 6 minus 5 is 1. God, that was a lot of work. All right. So the total area of just the shaded part of this really stupid problem, but you have to know how to solve it, is 16.53 centimeters squared. All right, let's go through a nicer one. Because, you know, that was like ripping the Band-Aid off because that is the worst problem on this entire page. The rest is simple. So, like, let's go through this guy right here. Find the area of the shaded region. I see my 2 shapes, and they are both rectangles, which, man, just makes me happy because it's just base times height. How easy peasy. Now, I like to do the outer one first just because it's bigger. So let's do 8 by 16. Oh, wait, I'm jumping ahead. Because those are just the 2 formulas. Now I'm going to plug my numbers into the second box. All right, so area of the big one is a base of 16 and a height of 8. Area of the smaller inside one is a base of 12 and a height of 6. Woohoo! Already so much easier. Just easy numbers. All right, let's do 16 times 8 first. 6 times 8 is 48. So that one's 128. 12 times 6, which honestly wish I memorized, is 72. And now I'm going to subtract because, right, I'm taking the middle part out. So 128 minus 72. 8 minus 2 is 6. 12 minus 7 is 5. Therefore, my answer is 56 inches squared. Boom. See how much easier that was? That circle one, it's just annoying, but you got to know how to do it. All right, let's do this last guy, and then we'll come back to the first guy. All right, this last guy, find the area of the shaded region. Okay, don't get a headache. I'm going to zoom in. I see I'm dealing with a square, which I know is base times height, and a triangle. Base times height divided by 2. I'm going to plug in my numbers. Okay, so that means my square is both 12.5 times 12.5. And my triangle is also a height of 12.5 and a base of 12.5 divided by 2. Well, that's actually kind of cool because now I'm going to multiply once, 12.5 times 12.5. And then I know that for my triangle, I'm just going to cut this product in half, and then that's the area of my triangle. Oh, which also should be my answer, right? All right, 5 times 5 is 25. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll explain in a second. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 0 placeholder. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 0 placeholders. Now I'm just multiplying by 1, which just is easy peasy. All right, I'm going in twice in my answer. 156.25. Now I'm going to cut 156.25 because look, the square is 12.5 by 12.5. I found the area of the entire square, and I know all triangles are half of rectangles or squares. So I'm just going to take half of 156.25, and that's going to be the area of my triangle. All right, 2 can go into 1 0 times, 2 can go into 15 7 times, remainder 1, 2 can go into 16 8 times, remainder nothing. 2 can go into 2 1 time, remainder nothing. 2 can go into 5 2 times, remainder 1. 2 can go into 10 5 times. And honestly, since that's half of my triangle, that is also my answer. Here, I'll show you. So if I take the area of my entire rectangle, which I cut it in half, and now I'm subtracting it from the whole, it should be exactly the same thing, 78.125. I like to do all my borrowing from the beginning. It just makes my life easier. All right, 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 16 minus 8 is 8. And 14 minus 7 is 7. 78.125. See, that was almost a pointless thing, except that I wanted to show you. And then I scrolled up to figure out what my units were, so I can make sure I put units squared on here. 78.125 inches squared. Still not as bad as the circle one. The circle one was tough, so I'm really happy we started with it. All right, now to do this first one, the reason I saved it for last is because I'm trying to find the area of the non-shaded region. So it is a house, which means I do need to find the area of the triangle on top, which is base times height divided by 2, the base of my house, which is just base times height, and then the door, which is also going to be base times height. So I actually have 3 different areas I'm dealing with here. I'm going to add the first 2 together and then subtract this guy, my door, to find the total area of the non-shaded region, right? Because this is non-shaded, not shaded. So now let's plug the numbers into our formulas. So my triangle, my base and height, I see that my base is 10, my height is 8 divided by 2. For my base of my house, it is 10 by 10. That makes it easy. I know it's 10 by 10 because of the tick marks that are here. I mean, do we see those, like these guys? So I know that they're all the same. All right, and then my door has a base and height of 2 and 5. All right, remember, I'm adding these 2 together, and I am subtracting this guy. All right, let's solve them. 10 times 8 divided by 2. I'm going to cut my 10 in half. That equals 40. 10 times 10, I already know that that's 100. Therefore, those added together equals 140. And then lastly, 2 times 5, I know is 10. Man, I could have done this in my head. 140 minus 10, take away 10, is 130. Therefore, it's feet. 130 feet squared is my final answer. All right, you beautiful humans, there you have it. Man, that was a lot of work. But, you know, in hindsight, it wasn't too bad. Just the square and circle one. But that's because you guys know I have a love-hate relationship with circles. All right, if you have any questions, please ask your teacher. Do not watch this video leaving with questions in your head and not knowing how to solve something. It's literally our job. Let us help you.